Okay, I'm going to show how to update our local changes into the remote repository when somebody else updated the central repository before we push our new changes. Okay, let's see what happens. Here we have two simple files. I'm going to do one local change. I will say print one new local line, for example. Okay, save it. And here, let me git status. There is my change. Now I'm going to add my changes, commit, local change 1. Okay, now I'm going to push it, but let's say before I push it, in the meantime, somebody else updated the central repository. I'm going to simulate that. So I go to the remote repository. I go into the working branch. For example, I open another file and I will do a change here. Somebody else is updating the same branch. Let's say one remote change. Okay. I committed. Okay. Done. Now, going back to my local environment, I continue and I will try to push it. I push my changes. Git push. Go. What's going to happen is, yes, it found that there are new changes in the remote repository that I don't have. They were rejected because the remote contains work that you do not have locally. Okay, so what a lot of developers do is just bring the new changes into my local repository, like Git Pull. Okay. I'm trying to update my local repository with the new changes. This will cause a merge action. I will close this. Okay, it's done. The new changes is now on my working directory. Now I will try again to push my changes. And this time it should work, okay? But now when I go to the remote repository to see, this is the branch, to see the history, the logs, okay. This is the change that another developer did, the remote change, and this is my local change that had been pushed, but it caused a merge because I didn't have the new changes from the remote repository. And we are going to try to avoid this thing, the merge. Okay, so let's try again. Here I'm going to clear this. I'm up to date. Git status, no new changes. Okay, so I go to the code again. I do one more change, print another new local line, let's say. Okay, save. Now go to the terminal. Git status, I see my status, that's my change. I will add to the staging, commit my new change. I will say another local change, for example, bang. Now I'm going to push it, but before that I need to simulate that somebody else updated the remote repository. So to do that, I'm going to go to the working branch, this one, open another file, and do another change. Let's say print another dep, change it, this remote repo. Okay, do the change, I commit the change. Okay, commit it. Now I go back to my local environment, and from here I will continue. I will try to push it. Git push, bang. What's going to happen is, yes, it was rejected because I do not have the new changes that exist in the remote repository. So as before, I will try to git pull the new changes, but this time I'm going to use this flag rebase. And this, what's going to do is first bring the new changes from remote into my local repository, and then on top of that, it will apply my local changes. So there won't be need for a merge. Okay, let's see. Git pull rebase. Okay. It will bring the new changes from remote, and on top of that, it will put my local changes. Now I'm up to date with remote repository, and I will try again. Git push, go. Okay, done. Now let's go to the remote repository to see the history. Let's go to the working branch and check commits. Okay, good. Now, this change is the one done directly in the remote, like some other developer did new changes in the central repository that I didn't have. And this last one is my local change. We can see no more merge branch exists, which is good. This action will allow us to have a cleaner history of our changes in the repository. All right. Until next time.